You've seen us do solo Hawk Abyss, but what if you dual boxed Hawks in the Abyss? How much ISK per hour can you make? And is it worth it to have a second Omega account? Well, we're going to answer that question in this video. So if you want the best EVE guides, you came to the right place. Ladies and gentlemen, Loru here, digital advertiser, content creator, and Hawk enjoyer for the better part of 10 years now. And this Hawk is meant to be dual boxed into the Abyss. We had a successful session on stream to get this done, and I promise you, you're going to be able to make a ton of ISK per hour in this ship. By the end of this video, we're going to talk about what it is. So you've seen our solo Hawk video. That's not what this is. This is not for just one account. This is for 2 Omega accounts. And we've talked about this. If you are playing EVE Online, the best way to do that is with 2 Omega accounts as a working adult. That's how this goes. And if you use my code in the description, you can code Loru, you can buy your account, whatever, for like less money. You get 1,000,000 skill points if you for free. If you use my link down there too, I get a little bit, you get a little bit, I get a cut, you get some stuff, everybody wins. Check it out. It's the best way to Omega your account is through the Marquee Dragon store. Thanks very, very much. So why the Hawk? First of all, it's easy to fly. The light missiles and the shield booster amount are going to make this a cap stable fit that you can leave your active heals on and trust that it's going to be able to survive. And the assault damage control is going to be an oh crap button that you're going to need. And we used it today when we went into T3 exotics. Yes, this is going to be a T3 fit. This is named this because this is the fit that we're going to be giving away. But this fit is actually going to be for T3 exos, T3 exotics. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. So we're going to, don't look at the names because I'm going to rename this when we actually put these up. So we are testing for bigger Abyss. Thank you, kindly. Okay, so first of all, this is for 2 Abyss. 2 accounts in 1 Abyss. This is not triple boxing. This is not alpha friendly. This is Omega friendly. We have our Alpha Abyss missile series if you want to check that out. This is going to be 2 boxing. Why we're doing this is because we want to minimize the ISK per hour, and I don't just want to go from solo account to 3 accounts. I want to give an in-between for the people that only want 2 accounts. So you're welcome. We will have triple box accounts at some point. Let's talk about the fit. You're in EXO. You're in Exo Abyss because that gives you bonus to kinetic damage. And also, this ship has a bonus to kinetic damage. We do a ton of DPS that lets us go into places we couldn't normally go. That's why we're using this fit. Highs are all with kinetic damage. You're going to see this. And put a space. Here's a fun tip. Put a space in your mid slot because it helps with the heat damage. You're not going to get as much heat damage if you have a space in between your guns. That's how overheating works. So if you overheat this one, it overheats this module and this module. So if there's nothing in that heat damage is gone and it doesn't negatively impact your missiles. So consider putting a spot like an open tooth, you know what I'm saying? In between them high slots, put some open tooth there. It will help you in the long run. The nude battery is because if you hit the Cinnable room, it'll kill you without the battery. That's why you need it. This also lets you be cap stable. Bless. The cap sticks are because if you hit the Cinnable room, they will remove all of your capacitor in a couple cycles. This then gives you back 700 gigajoules, whatever. It literally fills you back up. So you need one of these. Sorry, it gives you 400 with 1 cycle every 12 seconds. Excuse me. So you will be able to fill this back up. This is your anti-newt button. Without this button, you will die. In that one room, it is necessary to turn the kill room into this. That is how heat works tower. That is actually how heat works. Thank you very much. So this is the I'm not gonna die to the Cinnaball room. That's what this is for. You can argue put missile guidance computer. You can argue do something different, like another multi-spectrum thing. This is the module you need to survive the Cinnaball room. Mandatory. Read mandatory. Thank you very much. So this afterburner, compact afterburner, you can use a monopropellant if you would like, but it's so tight on our CPU. We even have an implant that does this. I don't even think we can fit the monopropellant on this fit. You can on this fit, but use monopropellant if you can. It's technically the better one because it fits better cap. I have to modify this. I'll try to do that by the time we post this live. So monopropellant or cap, depending on your skills. Multi-spectrum in order to heal out the stuff. A blinged, better shield booster. You need this. Okay, when you're going into T3s, you need to be able to out-heal stuff. This is your main tank ship. We're going to talk about it. You notice these are named something different. You're going to see why. This is your assault damage control. This is your oh crap button. You need this as well because it turns your EHP from 6 and change to 24 and change. This is an oh crap button. It doesn't last forever. And you'll see this when we show a full match at the end of this video when we actually use this off. So finally, a control system to increase your damage and increase your damage, increase your tank. We have our lowest is EM. So let's not go too fast past this. Your lowest is EM. So if you see spark something, spark lance, spark grip, that's going to be one of your priorities after your various E-war and then your explosive. So the order of operations goes EM and then explosive. That's what you want to do. And then, well, really it's E-war first and then these, but you know what I'm saying. Okay. Let's talk about your inventory. Yes, we have Tech 2 ammo. You can also bring faction ammo if you would like, but honestly, at 46 km away, I think you're fine. I think you're good with just Tech 2s. You want to bring a crash booster. This is going to help you to hit frigates easier. And on those big Damavik rooms, it's going to be required. And then Pyrolance rooms, when you go into T3s, you really want to pop these in T3s and don't even try T4s if you are if you're dual boxing, because that increase in damage is worth the cost to make sure that you do the rooms faster. That's why we're here. Thank you for the dono. The Dellas, bless you, my friend. Yes, thank you. These clones, these implants, excuse me, are for your clone. First of all, you need the bonus to CPU output to fly it. I'm in this clone right now. That's why you see this. So get your 3% CPU clone in order to fly all this. Then you're going to get light missiles, damage to light missiles. Then you're going to get rapid launch, missile launcher. This is a minimum clone. These are Dash 3s. These are not super expensive. They're like 18 million a pop. You can get more if you would like. This is the minimum clone. The more you spend in the clone, the easier the runs become. Okay. So get like at least 6 through 10 if you want to. I'll show you what I'm running right now, just as like a test. We have the CPU management, missile projection in 7. Okay. Guided missile makes it easier to hit stuff. Target nav makes it easier to hit stuff. Rapid launch increases missile DPS. So all you can do this if you would like to. This is more than the minimum clone, but what's in the copy pasted fit are just these 3, because that's the minimum you need to do T3s, dual boxing Hawks in Exotic Abyss. Let's talk about the off character now. You have your main. What makes it a main? Your main character is going to move first. It's going to warp into the room first. It's going to land first, and it's going to take the first aggro. It's going to take the brunt of the aggro. This doesn't mean your ult won't take aggro. Many times your ult does, and you have to pay attention to it. You're going to see how we manage that in our full run through at the end of this video. The main character has tank, because it's going to take a lot of the stuff. The alt character is going to do more DPS. It has a more passive focused fit. You're going to see we don't have a multi-spectrum. Instead, we just have a compact EM. You're not going to take a lot of the damage, and when you take damage, you're going to hopefully be able to kill stuff fast enough to be good to go. You need the increase in DPS of the double ballistic control system in the lows. You need it. You have to be able to do you have to approach 500, 600 damage, over 600 damage when you're heating some of these rooms to be able to get it done. So the fit differences are slight but important on which one's which. So both those fits will be in the description for you. Always free. Check out that link. But you know, why fly this just myself? Yes, as you know, we like to give these away, and each one of these, the total cost is going to be like 400 million ISK. Well, 2 of you are going to get each of these ships. Yes, we're going to be spending about 1 billion ISK, 800 million and change. 2 of you are going to get main off character, and in order to enter in, you have to be doing these 3 things. First, you got to be subscribed to my YouTube channel. The bot's going to know if you're not subbed, then you'll be disqualified. The second thing you have to do is in the comments below, put Omega Abyss for me. Put Omega Abyss for me in the in-game comments, or in the, in the YouTube comments. The third thing you have to do is in those comments, put your in-game name. You gotta know who the heck to send the contract to. So do those 3 things. You'll be eligible to enter in. Thanks for your support, chat. My AC died at my house recently, so we have been hot. That's why I look a little bit shreddy recently, because it is 80 degrees in my house. Like the video to support me. That's all I need you to do to help out with this, because I'm building my brand so that viewer generosity is not required. If you press like, it's free. It does help me out a ton. Thank you for that. Let's go get it done. Let's head into space and see how double Hawks do in T3 Abyss. Let's check it out. Let's see what we have here. Let's see what we can get into. T3 Abyss coming in. Let's see what we can do. Give me your energy, chat. Lucids coming in. We got short range automata. What the heck, dude? Something just popped right there. Got a lot of crazy looking clouds. So let's head towards the speed cloud here first. We got Lucids. We got FELTs. We got some nasty looking stuff happening. And we're going to go for, I believe the escorts newt you. All the lucids are definitely going first because they just do terrible things to you. So let's just wait for these guys to get into range. Good, you're in range. Excellent. And let's keep poking these guys down. All the lucids are going first for show, for show. Let's keep hitting these guys. Now I am inside of one of these freaking automata suppressors that's going to take away my damage. We got to get out of this. We got to literally go the other way. We have to actually go the other direction. They're doing some damage to me, nothing crazy. The Aegis as well. I believe the Aegis has got to be gotten because the Aegis is going to heal up their people. So let's go after the Aegis first here. Webbing coming down from the Ephialtes Entangler. Ephialtes Entangler. So it's not going to be, let's hit the Aegis and then we're going to go for the Ephialtes Entangler. We're going to do that in just a moment. We're going to hit those very, very simple. It's starting to hit my alts. Webbing my alts, of course. Webbing your boy. Let's keep hitting the Aegis chat just to take it down. And then it's the double Entangler is going to be next. It's going to be, we want to take out those webs. Post haste. Let's do that. We don't want to lose where we are comparatively to the map. So let's just keep hitting this. Let's keep hitting. We're going to be focusing fire on a single Entangler. Good. My alt is taking some damage, but I am confident we are going to be able to stop that once we get out of this. We are in a speed cloud. So once my alt gets a little bit closer, my alt is actually super far from me. What the heck? He's 50k from me because, and I'm out of the match again. I'm out of the map again. I'm doing it again. I'm doing it for the second time today. I'm furious about this. I keep doing this, y'all, and I don't like that this is, I've never done this in any of our streams. I just keep on failing you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry. I apologize. My alt is just taking a ton of stuff because of where he is right now. I am furious. We're gonna hit this Entangler, and then we're gonna keep going for stuff. Any other E-Wars coming down? No other E-Wars. Let's keep hitting this Entangler. Oh, Chad, I keep hitting the edge of the map. It's freaking me out, bro. Don't like it. Let's keep hitting the frigates. Let's keep hitting these frigates because the lucids just frighten me. They just make me afraid. Okay, so let's just keep doing that. Let's split the damage on these frigates. There it is. A nice quick speed cloud to get us coming in here. Excellent. Let's get within range of this guy. Let's elude it and hit this Ephialtes Lancer. Sure. So once we get rid of those, now it's just a matter of time until everything dies. Looking real good. I can't see anything. I realized that I wasn't fighting various things. We're going to fix that right now. Okay, let's take a look at this guy. We're in a speed cloud. Everybody is good. I'm still webbed by what? The Lucid Warden is webbing my alt. So we should have seen that. We should have seen that, y'all. We have to make sure this guy is next after I am splitting way too much DPS right now. What is the deal? Let's kill this Lucid Warden. That was actually a big misplay. I don't want to play this down. I just had a very massive misplay. My alt has been webbed this entire time by that Lucid Warden. That is a bad news bears. In a T4, I lose my alt. Okay, in T4, I lose that character. This was a bit of a longer room as well. We're 4 minutes on the first room. So definitely not liking how this has been going. This one, we had a more than a bit of a misplay. Okay, so we're going to focus this frigate down, and then my alt is going to hit the cruiser, and then we'll just go from there. So I'll make sure that maybe I should have gone after, we did okay there. I missed the E-War a little bit too much, so let's start orbiting this at like 1,000. And let's start orbiting this guy at like 1,000. We're going to orbit the center console at like 1,000. Yeah, the speed cloud is making it really hard to hit these frigates, so I might have to focus down. Look, the cruiser is actually going to die before the frigates. Yeah, because the cruiser, the missiles have better application. So this frigate running around the speed cloud is not going to take as much from there. Okay, so let's turn everything off. Turn off the heals. Get the cap back. Reload the guns. No paste was needed. I think, did I overheat on my alt? Did I overheat on my alt? I thought I did. It looks like I didn't, so. All right, next room. First room done. Let's jump in to the next room. Let's see what we got on this Omega Abyss. Dualboxing Hawk in exotic T3s. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. And we got the craziest things here, y'all. Let's go into the speed cloud, baby. Let's just go into the speed cloud. We've got snare casters, we've got spotlighters, and then we've got spark lances all day, baby. Snarecaster first. Snarecaster first, as you know. Snarecasters are the problem, and then we are going to go for this guy as well. Good. Make sure you have your stuff on. I am getting E-Ward to high heaven against these guys, so we have to make sure I'm watching both of my characters' health right here, because we have to get rid of the webs are first. Oh my goodness, the webs are first, Chad. I can tell you that. And then we're going to go for the spotlighters. Good. And then we're going to cut in a little bit because we're going to use this speed cloud to our advantage. And then we're going to go for the gaze dimmer over here, and then we're just going to start with all of these. There's more spotlighters, I think. There is more spotlighters. Let's get rid of this. Let's go for the spotlighter. Good. That's what we want. That's what we want. We want to keep hitting these guys. This is the scary room, y'all. This is the room that all of a sudden you start taking a crap ton of damage. This is the one that had worried us the last time. This is the one we're going to have to be very, very careful of and just keep trying to do it. Good. Now we hit one more spotlighter, a single more spotlighter. My ult is going to hit the spark lances here. Good to go, good to go. And I'm very far from stuff, and I'm towards the edge of the map again because, and I'm off the edge of the map once again, because we went through a speed cloud and we're taking a ton of damage from this. We're going to overheat our heals here. We're going to overheat my heals here, and we're going to overheat our damage thing too, because why the hell not? Let's just keep us going. So I'm literally dying more to the off the map stuff than I am to anything else. Are you kidding me? Sure. Assault damage control. Sure. Just hit the assault damage. Fine. Fine with me, dude. Fine with me. My ults. My ult got popped. My ult died. Ult died. Ult is dead. Lock in, chat. Lock in. Let's see if we can do this. Ult is straight up dead. Ult died to out of the map. Here it is. Let's keep trying. We're gonna keep trying. The ult died. It went out of the map. I wasn't paying attention to it, and it went off the map. Let's turn off this overheat. Let's just keep focus up, Loru. You can win. You can do this. You've only got one more room after this. This room is basically done. You can hit these spark lances. They don't do near as much damage to you. You can do this. I don't think I can do this, but we're gonna try. We're gonna try, ladies and gentlemen. He went back to Jitta. He was orbiting me, yes. What I have to do with my ult is I have to practice manually piloting him a lot better, because I just wasn't. This is a speed cloud here. The speed cloud shot him off into the abyss and shot him off literally into the thing that's never happened to me before. I'm glad you guys got to see this. I am. Because you got to see how an actual real abyss looks. Look there. Can I loot my own alt stuff? Can loot my own meat? That's a wild proposition, dude. I can loot my own meat. Where even is he? He's off. He's on the other side. He got caught behind a rock. Do you see it? He got caught behind a rock, dude. Look at him. Look at him. He's behind a collidable. He went off the edge, speed cloud, and then he was trying to come back in, and he couldn't do it. Okay, y'all. Here it is. We need to turn off everything. We need to reload everything. We're getting back. We're going to keep this at range, and we're going to repair all modules. We're going in. Operation Save the Main is happening right now. We have all drugs popped. Everything is ready to go. You know we're going to get the Cinnaball room right now, dude. Usually do my approach my tank when dual boxing. Yes, keep it range might be better on the old tank. I think that let's do that instead. Here we go. Stuff is on. Our assault damage control has about 29 seconds. Let's wait like 10 seconds. That 10 seconds, we have 11 minutes to do this final room. That 10 seconds might be the difference between life and death. Here we go. Was that the first room? We have one more room. This was a dual boxing hawk, but we got popped to our own failures there. Strike lances, baby. Here we go. Let's just go this way. Let's go this way. Let's turn everything on, and we've got snare casters. You already know what it is, chat. You already know what it is. Let's get the snare casters right now, and the Eve gods were nice to me, and we did not get hit with strike casters. We got hit with these guys. We got hit with strike lances instead of the other one. So let's hit the snare caster first. We're going to try to make sure we're paying attention to where we are comparatively to these guys. We're going to try to get that transversal up real high as best we can. They're starting to come into range. Here we go. The range has now been gotten. Good. And the fog caster is next because it's E-War. We might as well. This is missile guidance. That is application. We don't want to have bad application to this. And then we're going to start hitting strike lances. We're moving our ship so that it's at a right angle as best we can on these guys. Right angling these guys as best we can. Strike lance is good. So we're actually good on tanks so far. They are starting to do some damage to me. I am going to pop assault damage control now. I'm going to pop it now because if in the off chance that we're going to need to use a second one, I just want it to get popped as soon as possible. We have no other E-War. It's just us versus the strike lances. We have a little bit of time left. I think we can do this. This was a decent room to get at the end here. We are going to be able to get the loot as well. We lost our alt to piloting, not to anything else. I failed you, chat. I killed my alt because I hit a celestial. I zipped out of a speed cloud. You lose focus for a second, and there it is. So it is. You have to be Omega to multi-box. You have to. So I'm feeling pretty good about this. Let's start actually going back towards the loot. We only have like 5 or 6 of these left. Let's start going back towards this loot cache, and let's start looting this bad boy. And as I say that, we start taking a ton of damage. We will see about it. We will see about it. Let's just test. I'm in T3s. Do we die to my own stupidity here? I'm gonna fight this, and then I'm gonna keep going this way because I'm not gonna loot that because we started going down to like a quarter. I can tank this, he says, while not tanking it. Okay, sheesh. So, and I am gonna overheat my stuff here just because. Why the heck not? You must Omega to multi-box. You must. It is required. It is required. Okay, so they're back behind me now. Let's cut in. Let's cut in and let's stop overheating this. We have recovered. Let's cut in so our transversal is nice enough. At 3 mobs, we're going to go after the loot. At 3 mobs, we go after loot. See how I'm really glad we activated the assault damage control early? Yeah, good. We're about to go down to 3. I'm glad we activated the assault damage control early. Definitely am. Definitely am. You can take it. You never said survive it. True. So you can do T3 Abyss in your Hawk, and you can dual box if you're dual boxing. I wouldn't do this with one account. Not at all. Not at all. But it adds complexity to the system, and you have to make sure you're manually piloting well, unlike what I did earlier that killed our alt Hawk. It killed it. So let me show you this right here. Just joining us, we're doing dual box Hawk Abyss, and my alt died in T3 Exotics. T3 Exotics is what killed my good old-fashioned Hawk, and I died to the unstable Abyss because I was killed not even by the mobs. I was killed by the outside of the Abyss because I wasn't paying attention to it, and I hit a speed cloud. And that's what happened. See, I was top damage, unstable abyssal depths. Top damage was I was outside of the Abyss. That's what happens, baby. So we did do it. We did do it. This, even though we lost a ship, 8 minutes left, we did do this. This would have been a good run if I had been paying better attention. This would have been a good run. We did not pay for the Hawk, but this is doable. Even though we died, you can do this. This is not something that is tough to do. You do get 200 million ISK an hour with a dual box setup. So let's head back. Let's get this Abyss loot. And then I'm not going to try T4s. You need triple box. I can tell you. You just do. Seeing how hard some of these have been, you need a triple box. It's not worth wasting this ISK. I'm calling it. You cannot do dual box Hawk in T4s. This was tough in T3s. It's worth the ISK. It's worth the ISK per hour, but you definitely have to be on your toes. This is a crazy thing to see. So I love when people make negative comments on my YouTube because it proves they have a tiny penis. So thank you for that. Well, remember, chat, only tiny dick energy is the kind of energy people come in and make fun of a content creator. So enjoy being smaller than the rest of the population. Thanks for that. All right, y'all, let's keep us going. This is quantifiably. What should you do? What should you do? T2s. Easy. Okay. Easy. 100 million ISK an hour. Per hour. Okay. Cost is like, how much was one of these? How much was one of these? Lord Kapanoff, I have to tell him the way it is, chat. I have to tell him. You know what I'm saying? If they say something dumb, I have to call them out. So the off character with the clone is 140 million ISK. The main character with the clone is 280 million ISK. So you might say, Loru, this is not worth the cost. You're talking about a 400 million ISK investment. Yeah, but in 4 hours, you have something easy you can pay off. And that's if you only get 2 characters. If you try box, this is going to go even up even more. So if you T3s are like medium difficulty, okay, medium difficulty. They're about 100 million ISK an hour. And the cost is like 400 million, and the cost is about the same. So which one should you do? Well, the answer should be kind of obvious. You should be doing T3s. You should be doing T3s. So this is what I'm saying. T3s are doable. The mistakes you saw me make were a skill issue. I, on my alt, wasn't paying attention to my alt, so I died. That's what that looks like. That's how it happened. So if you're paying attention to your alt, unlike me, then you can have a good time. What I like to do with some of my Eve characters is I like to have like one account is here, okay, is like on this side of the screen, and the other account is on this side of the screen, so I can pilot back and forth so you can see stuff. That's something I recommend you do because I have my second monitor up here. That's how that's happening. So that's a possibility. You should do T3s because you'll be able to afford it back in 2 hours. And then you just have an ISK printer, 200 million ISK an hour. And we're going to do a triple box hawk at some point. I need to have my computer not overheat so much. Otherwise, I'd be doing that today. But I actually like this way of thinking. Well, there you have it. T3 Abyss is going to be harder to do, but it's going to be way more lucrative, nearly double the ISK per hour. So choose your experience. Do you want to make it easy in T2s? Do you want to make it harder, doable, but harder? But you make 200 plus million ISK an hour with 2 hawks in T3s. How many numbers can we say in the outro? I'm not sure. If you want more Omega Abyss, that's right here. We have an Alpha Abyss playlist as well. Check those out and enjoy your experience. Choose whatever you would like. We're going to cover more of these. And if you want the best EVE guide, sub right here. We'll see you in the next video. Thanks very, very much. I'll see you soon.